Hello, parents. And so this is our week in review for this week, February 25th through March 1st. Let's see if this goes. Maths. So we continued to look at multiplying a whole number by a fraction, and actually the kids took a check-in yesterday, Thursday, and depending on how they did on the check-in, we did some work today. So I had a group work with me. Some other kids, if they wanted to practice on their own, they got to practice on their own. So I added some things to the math portion of the website. There's some videos with problems on them that some of the kids were trying in class. They can also do that at home if they're wanting some more support. The idea is that they look at what the title of the video is, and that's the problem, and then they try the problem on their own, and then they watch me do the problem and see, more importantly, what my thinking was. So it's really good to try out thinking for yourself and then listen to an expert, I'm putting that around quotes, talk about it so that they can measure their thinking. Because that's what we're looking for, more than the outcome, more than using the algorithm and getting a right answer. It's what are you thinking about? Are you thinking like an expert? We also started to multiply two fractions. We first did that by thinking about areas of rectangles, and then we made rubber bands and geoboards and all a bunch of cool stuff. And so talk to your kids about that. Ask about the geoboard. Maybe they can show you. Research workshop. Yesterday, the teams presented their information to another team, what they learned. Next week, they will be picking a new topic. They don't know this yet. They'll know this next week, but you can go ahead and tell them. So if they were studying tornadoes, they're going to study hurricanes. And if they were studying hurricanes, tornadoes. And then tsunamis and earthquakes, they swap. And then droughts and flood, they swap. And then the whole goal of next week is to do really quick research, really thinking about comparing and contrasting those two events. So that unit will, I guess, after parent-teacher conferences, that Wednesday we'll do some celebrating, and then Thursday take a post-assessment, and then Friday we'll start our new unit, which is all about historical fiction and reading clubs. So hopefully the kids will like that. In our argument workshop, the kids, we did plastic bags. Some of them were a little upset about the voting and everything, but I think everything went well with that. I had them read about the pros and the cons of banning plastic bags, and they were supposed to take notes from that. From there, they created a draft. This was a very quick process, and it was meant to be. Yesterday, we talked about their drafts. We talked about how some of them may have been lacking evidence, and so we had more time to research some of the pros and cons. And actually, not one person thought we should not ban. So they were all in favor of banning the plastic bags, and so I took the other side, said a couple things. They actually started watching some of the videos and reading the con side, and some of them now have changed their position entirely. Community circle. So brain break has been a point of contention for a few weeks now. So kind of complaints about when does it happen. So on Monday or Tuesday, I think, we were talking about it's 45 minutes. So we work for 45 minutes and then we take a break. And so some kids like they'll come in a little later, or they won't come in and get ready. And so I'm not starting the 45 minutes until everyone's ready. And then it's 45 minutes after that, and then we were struggling with transitions, like going from the mini lesson to the working space. So we decided that after a minute time, then I'll pause the timer so they can get to work. It's all very, I don't know, it's more complicated than it should be, I guess. So we're still working on that putting ourselves and our learning in front of our friends, and then that's very hard to do for some of the kids. So talk to your kids about that. Are they able to put themselves and their learning above the person sitting next to them? Because for themselves and for their future, that needs to be done. And then when we're outside and friends are there, then you put your friends equal or ahead of you, but we shouldn't be putting our friends and the present in front of ourselves and the future. And so one of the things that came up too was this idea of, if you're not working hard for 45 minutes, how does Mr. Light know what's going to be fair? So the decision today was, after 45 minutes, everybody gets a brain break. So I'm not using it as a reward. It's just something that happens. And there will be a minimum work requirement. And if you do not meet the minimum work requirement, you'll still go to brain break. But then I will let you, the parents, know, and the student know that they didn't meet it, so that they'll have to do it that night for homework. If they didn't use their time wisely. If this keeps happening, then I'll meet with them to figure out what's happening and see if they can figure out some strategies. So we'll see. Okay. And that's all. So if you have questions, let me know. Again, I added some stuff to the math website. I think that's all I wanted to say. All right. Bye-bye. Have a good day or week. Enjoy the Puente. Although it's not a Puente for you all, is it? Just for me and for your kids. Okay, well, enjoy that.